touchdown passes. It's the Broncos and the Jags on Monday night.
Where the Gator Bowl once stood, now stands this facility. TIAA Bank Field. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Jacksonville, Florida. Hi there, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. You picked a fun. To kick off, here's Will Lutz. And we're underway from Everbank Stadium. Return coming from the 6. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. So here are the Jaguars taking over for the first time on offense. And bringing them out to former #1 overall pick out of Clemson in 2021, Trevor Lawrence.
Okay, you know he's happy about that win last week, but less happy about his performance. He went into the lab this week, there's no question about it, and studied those mistakes, those 2 interceptions, because he knows that's not sustainable for winning. And I love a line from Mike McDonald. He talks about the quarterback being the voice of poise. That means flushing those mistakes from a week ago and being poised to go attack today.
This is brought in along the sideline. High degree of difficulty for a short gain.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
Silver.
From the shotgun, Lawrence. That is caught by Brian Thomas Jr. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
I'm sure coach, play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
This is complete to Duvernay. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. It's a gain of 27 yards to move the chains.
So many cool fundamentals on display right there, Kate. Look the ball into your hands, #1. Don't turn your eyes away from it before it gets to you. And then when you've got that catch secured, snap that head forward and find that space upfield to turn a good play into a great play.
First and 10, it's Lawrence. He beams one deep right side. Oh my, it's intercepted in the end zone. And the Broncos are going to take over after his 9th interception of the season. Now after that play, we have somebody banged up down there. Injuries never a welcome sight so close to the end of the season. They're out to attend to him. Offense ready to begin this drive. First and 10. On the ground, Chuba Hubbard gets it. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Devin Lloyd on the tackle. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
Nicks off the play action. Bails out of the pocket quick. That's caught. Rashid Shaheed makes the play. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And that'll be good for a Denver first.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and ducking the ball.
Nicks with it on first. Taken in by Shaheed. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stops.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
On 2nd down, it's Hubbard. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. They get 6 and a first down as well.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No 3rd down required now.
First down, and they go right back to him. And he takes it across midfield and into Jaguars territory. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
From the 48. That's into the hands of Franklin. And they make the tackle at the 38. They get an even 10 on that play. And the Broncos will have a first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Now the first run of the game for Javonte Williams. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Out of the gun, it's Nix. Brought in right side. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And that'll be good for a Denver first.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
First and 10, it's Hubbard. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game, right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage, B, it sets up your play action, and C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
He brings it in. And he'll be taken down at the last possible moment. He's at the 1. That's a gain of 13, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
Shotgun snap to Nix. Forced out to his right. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. He ends up out of bounds, but it's behind the line. That is a sack. And the pressure drives them backwards. Now from the 6 after that last play. Here's 2nd and goal. Nix from the gun. That's incomplete left side.
Well, you got to have a short memory in the NFL. Incompletions happen. Now you got to make the adjustment and go get the next one.
So now, here's 3rd and goal. Now they'll throw out of the gun. Escapes the pocket. And he'll score. Touchdown, Denver! The Broncos drive the length of the field and take a 6-0 lead. It's a Bo Nix touchdown. Going after tries good by Lutz. And the Broncos will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. Has this at the 6. He's got a lane up past the 30. And they'll start this drive in good position, a little shy of the 40. Second drive of the game upcoming for this Jaguar offense. And they got off on the wrong foot here with that opening drive interception that led to points the other way.
Yeah, and what this defense has shown is they are going to capitalize on your mistakes, and not just a little, but by a...
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
At the 32-yard line.
Trying again following the sack. His first throw is an interception. And the Broncos get it back on his 6th interception of the season. And following the play, we've got a break in the action as the trainers head out. They had a man hurt on the play, and hopefully this doesn't affect his availability for the playoffs. Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Hubbard trying this up the gut. And he works his way for a gain of 4.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 43. Has him on the quick hitter. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Tyson Campbell, the man on that tackle. Got to figure out this 3rd down here. Throwing here, Nix. Complete beyond the marker. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. That's the end of our first quarter. 3 more to go still on Monday night. Neither side separating much so far. Back to Everbank Stadium in just a bit. We're back, and it is Broncos football as we resume. They've got 1st and 10 here, looking to add to their lead. And he'll go down here at the 16. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And the Broncos will have a 1st down.
Pretty obvious as defense. Man, they need more people around the line of scrimmage. But the minute you do that, Kate, you start opening up those throwing lanes. This is how balance takes apart a defense.
From the red zone now. Cut near the goal line. And not quite a touchdown, but he's down to the 4 before going out. That's a gain of 13, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
They've run this 12-yard out route, Kate, at the combine, well, all the way back to last century when I had to throw it. In this throw, this is a big boy throw. This is a differentiator. Can you make that?
Saw that screen coming, and there for the interception. Foye Oluokun with the pick. 40. Into the red zone. And he takes this one back for the pick 6. Thrown at the depth where linebackers coming to play in coverage, partner, and sure enough, one of them jumps it and takes it to the house.
You say that. You know what I think about? I think about the depth finder on my fishing boat. You're absolutely right. This is where these linebackers love to lurk and could do some serious damage.
That one splits the uprights. And the Jaguars tie this game 7-7. A quick chance at redemption after that pick 6 as it's sent away. Return starts at the 9. Finds some space, he's past the 30. Tackle made as the return gets it out to the 32. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Back to the air, Nix after the pick. He gets a lot behind one, deep downfield. And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got 2nd down.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Here's Nix to throw. Hits his tight end on the corner route. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. It's Nix out of the pistol. He's trying to push the field. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete. That one firmly denied by the man in coverage. And now they face 2nd down.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
Again on 2nd and 10, Nix. This finds Franklin. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. The big play nets him 17 yards. And that'll be good for a Denver first.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
On 1st and 10, here's Nix. He tucks it and takes off. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him, calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
And he almost gets to the 5. He goes out at the 6.
Well, you don't get the first down, but I'll tell you this, Kate, that drives the defense and the defensive coordinator nuts. They do everything right, they win, and yet still QB makes something out of nothing.
Now Nix. Got to it right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
3rd down run by Hubbard. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Going for it, it's Williams. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs. All right, we'll take a brief timeout here for an injured player. Never something you want to see this late in the season. They're going to check him out. They send him left out of the slot. It's a sweep. He pops the pass forward. And he runs it across. Touchdown! The Broncos take a second-quarter lead. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
Here's Lutz set to kick this away. Devin Duvernay to return it. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Jacksonville heading out there on offense. And Brock, they are not off to a good start. 2 drives, 2 giveaways. I think they could call this a win if this drive just doesn't end in a turnover.
Yeah, there's got to be some voices of calm within this offense to play smart, not scared. Play smart and take care of the football, but you can't be scared to make a mistake. Typically, one will follow.
Brian Thomas Jr., his intended target. So it's 2nd down coming up.
Here we go, shot. Ready, go. Check go.
Throwing from the gun here. It's caught. This is Gabe Davis. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. 3rd and just 2 to go.
Set. Go.
They'll motion him out of the backfield. That's caught for the first. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position by hitting on that shot. You've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
And he'll go down here at the 16. It was the rookie from Ohio State there to bring him down. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. They go right back to ETN. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. 2 yards on the pickup, and that leaves him with 3rd down and 3.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Chased out to his right. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. A gain of 5, Brock, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
You know, that's one of those little mental Rolodex plays. Right before the snap, you know if the read isn't there, that option isn't there, you can use your legs to make the adjustment and go get the 1st down.
Now it's a bootleg for him. Throw left side, complete. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Throwing now, Milton. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And they're headed in reverse after that sack.
Bend. Bend. Even good defenses, great defenses in this league, Kate, they're going to bend at times, but you never want to break. And when you get a sack in the red zone, well, that goes a long ways to helping your efforts.
And he's in trouble and gets brought down again. Good pressure from the defense there has them trending in the wrong direction. We're at the 2-minute warning now from Everbank. The Jaguars likely looking at a field goal try. Cam Little now to try the Jags field goal. Missed from 35 yards away. The kick by Shudak is good. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
Well, that's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
They'll have decent field position to begin with here, Brock. He's tackled just beyond that 30-yard line. The Broncos and quarterback Bo Nix gearing up for their next series. And he already has a passing touchdown in this game. As you can see, that's what he's done with regularity all year, sitting among the NFL leaders in that category. Nix with it on 1st. Able to get it to Franklin. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. And even if it's something seen a little more these days than in past eras of this great game, still an elite mark he's just reached. 1,500 yards on the season for him with that last catch. From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Here's Nix. He fires one deep down the middle. He's got it inside the 10. And he gets in. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos grow their lead just before halftime. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
That one right down the middle. And the Broncos drive their lead to 11. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. Here's Duvernay on the return. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Jacksonville offense back on the field now. They're trailing, but there's enough time, Brock, that they could get a scoring drive to attack that here before the break.
Ready? Hot, go.
Here's Milton. Throw reeled in by Thomas. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down. And now we'll get a pause here. Trainers headed out to take a look at an injured player. Let's hope it isn't anything that's going to keep him from finishing this season strong. Pass complete to Duvernay. And he flips the field for them before being taken down. We have a timeout called by the Broncos. That's their 1st. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. He's on the move. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. A timeout taken by Jacksonville. It's second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. Second and goal back to all the way up to the 14 here.
Here we go, sack. Touchdown.
Another try following the sack. Escapes the pocket. And this play reaches the 12-yard line before the stop is made. Denver calls the second of its 3 timeouts. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. Buckle up, it's third and goal.
Sack.
Motioning him from the slot right.
Ready.
Here he is on third and long. And he didn't get enough into that throw. That's low and incomplete, so they're going to be facing fourth down coming up.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
The kick by Shudak is good. And that brings the deficit back within a score, 8 points. All right, that lead cut down to 8 after that score, and the kick is away. Starting at the 10. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Broncos and Troy Franklin headed back to the field on offense. And he's in the midst of a phenomenal season. Right now you can see he's second in the league in touchdown receptions. All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down.
Here we go.
From the 29. Getting out to his left. Now here he goes. And he'll get this up close to the 40 before going out. They get an even 10 on that play. And the Broncos will have a first down.
Well, I think he was looking for that running lane and that running room from the very start right there, partner. Even as he worked through his progression initially, he was waiting for space to open, and then he takes advantage with his legs.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Out of the gun, it's Nix. He lets one fly deep downfield. Brought in inside the 20. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain. We've reached the midway point of this one, and the visiting Broncos taking a lead into that locker room. Now we'll keep it in-state, but send you a couple hours away to our buddy. And I guess we'll follow up with the rest of the NFL after this one ends. We're moving right along to the start of the second half. The Jaguars ready to send this downfield, and away it goes. Fielded at the 7. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. And he showed some burst on that return, getting them all the way to their own 40. This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. And this truly has been an excellent campaign for him, sitting among the NFL's top 5 in receiving yards. This drive will begin with Hubbard. And he's going to work his way almost to midfield. That's stopped at the 48. And following the play, we've got a break in the action as the trainers head out. They had a man hurt on the play, and hopefully this doesn't affect his availability for the playoffs. On second down, a run with Williams. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. Give him 8 yards on the play. And that'll be good for a Denver first.
You know, Coach gets in that QB's headset, probably told his offense and his QB, listen, I don't want to see a third down on this possession, or something kind of like that. Whatever version he told him, it worked.
False start, offense.
One of the most common penalties in the sport, and the reaction, it's the same every time, Brock. Frustration from the coach as they get backed up 5 yards. They're set back 5 by that false start. Now 15 yards to the marker. Running it after the penalty. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Well, this certainly has been a memorable contest for him. His coaches, man, they're going to take this kind of output every single game.
This goes a little beyond the expectations they have for him, maybe even for himself. What impresses me so much, Kate, the guy just doesn't tire. Getting stronger, literally, as this game's going on.
Catch made by Chuba Hubbard. Decent gain here, but short of the first. This game has already been a good one for him, Brock. And hey, there's still time. He could add on even more.
And you just feel his aggressive mindset all game long. As long as there's time left, he's going to want to keep on firing and turn a good performance into a great one.
Third down, 1 yard to go. Nick's now to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And the Broncos will have a first down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
Throwing on first down, Nix. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. Second down coming up.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Out of the shotgun, a give to Hubbard. And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that first down.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run in crossing that first down marker.
Flushed out of the pocket. Catch is made in close. It's a Denver touchdown. Well, in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this two-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
Here's Lutz set to kick this away. Here's Duvernay on the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Now the Jaguars getting set to go. And the open lanes, the... Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
All right, let's go.
Here's Etienne to begin the drive. He breaks the tackle. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
Hey, go, go. Go, go. Silver.
From the 36. Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. And now it's 3rd and short.
Hey, run.
He'll give this up the middle. Fights off a tackle, but he lost the ball. He left the ball behind. And they pick it up. Time to push for that marker. They stop him just short and force a 4th and 1. Jacksonville in punt formation. He bunted 3 times in the win last week, and this one is away. And he's hit before he can get anything on that return. We don't get a return out of that punt. And the Broncos get set to take over. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Running right, here's Hubbard. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Buda Baker bringing that one to an end. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
From the 19. Ooh, would have been a big gainer if they connected, but they could not. Instead, third down coming up.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. Nix from the gun. Hits him on the out route. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down.
Here we go, here we go. 18 back.
Shotgun snap to Nix. And that's incomplete. Wanted to dial up the aggressiveness there like that, but couldn't connect. Second down.
You know, I love this, Kate, from an offense. Just philosophically, stretching that secondary out with your tight end. Even still, one of the deeper targets you're going to see him get. It's a shame they couldn't quite connect.
Nix again on 2nd and 10. Finds a man. Adam Troutman has it. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They got 24 yards on the play. And that'll be good for a Denver first. Up the middle, Hubbard. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. Well, we've talked about this before, Brock. The thinking's simple but effective. We'll stop getting it to this guy when you find a way to stop him, and they have yet to do that today.
You know, there's just certain things up in this booth that I love. I think you could feel it emanating from me. And one of them is when you impose your will, and you don't back away from it. If they can't stop it, run it right at them.
Finds his man over the middle. And he's able to take this one down to the 25. It appears all that prep work and studying that you quarterbacks love to do in the build-up to the game, Brock, it has certainly paid off. This guy has picked apart this defense much of the contest.
This is one of those games you appreciate. There's going to be peaks, there's going to be valleys, there's going to be mountaintops. Just like pitchers don't have all their stuff every time out, well, when you do and you're electric, it's sure fun to play.
6 yards on the play and enough for a first.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a third down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next third down coming.
And he gets in. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos stretch their lead to a 3-score advantage. Extra point try now from Lutz. Right down the middle. It's good. And the Broncos grow the lead now to 22 points. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. Here's Duvernay on the return. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Out now runs the Jaguars offense. They're running out of time to get this game into a more manageable spot, Brock. We've got a 3-score deficit, and we're in quarter number 3.
Red.
On 1st and 10, here's Lawrence. This is complete to Duvernay.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Hey.
From the 28. Connection made. Travis Etienne. Dukes out of one stop. He just duked another. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. New set of downs for him from the 46.
That's good for a Jaguars.
First down throw. Lawrence brushes him off with ease. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Into the hands of Duvernay. And out of bounds right at the 40-yard line. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4.
Rip, 23. Hey, hey. Shot alert, check, Panther.
Only 1 quarter remains in our final game of the week. That's the end of the 3rd. It's the Jags football, but here in the 4th, that lead likely too much. Third and 4 coming up now.
Hey, Lion.
Sticking in the air with Lawrence. And someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And the Broncos have it now as he makes the 20th interception of his career.
Well, obviously not the cleanest game with now 2 interceptions, but here's the key. This is where mental toughness for a quarterback becomes so critical. And frankly, why some of the best QBs playing today have baseball in their background, because you flush your mistakes. Okay, you strike out, you throw an interception, but you got to go get it in that next series. Got to put these interceptions behind and press forward ahead.
Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
At the 16-yard line.
This is Hubbard running left. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag.
Holding. Offense.
A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now
Still second
we're going to
down.
wait to see how they respond. So things getting a bit tougher following that penalty. We got 2nd and 15. Here's Nix to throw. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And he takes this beyond the 25 before going out.
It's a gain of 17.
They'll come up 1st and 10.
First down, Broncos.
Here's Hubbard on the give. And he'll come up with a gain of 3 on the run up the middle. All right, we'll take a brief timeout here for an injured player. Never something you want to see this late in the season. They're going to check him out. 2nd down now, 7 to go. Throwing from the gun. That one's complete, right side. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Handoff running left, Hubbard. And he's stopped. Now we'll wait to hear what this flag is all about.
Holding. Offense.
A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. They'll run here following the penalty. And this run is stopped after getting up past the 35. It's a 6-yard gain. That's going to bring up 2nd down. Throwing here, Nix. And he let his man just a little too much there. That's an incomplete pass. Looking for the back that time. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
Here we go.
Back now, pressure on its way. Still going inside the 35. All the way, touchdown Denver. The Broncos put up even more points in a win. It's a Troy Franklin touchdown. Lutz there to tack on the extra point. And the Broncos continue piling onto this lead.
Jaguars 13. Will Lutz.
Here's Lutz set to kick this away. Here's a return from the 7. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Jaguars in... They're out and set, 1st and 10.
Lisa 24. Bronco switch. Smash, smash.
Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. That's Thomas, he's got it. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville 1st down. From the shotgun, Lawrence. He's on the move. He's on the move. And this goes across midfield and into Broncos territory.
Hey, go.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Lawrence working from the gun. Did not like what he was seeing, Brock, and he just hurls this one away.
Brings up 3rd down and 8 yards to go.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down.
Hey, run. Here we go, son.
Out of the gun, Lawrence. Oh, what a hit! Jars the ball loose! And the Broncos corral it! And the nightmare continues as they bring the fumble back for a touchdown! The Broncos continue piling it on here in the 4th. Extra point try now from Lutz. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Broncos grow their lead yet again.
Jaguars 13. Will Lutz to kick off.
Still reeling a little after fumbling that away, but they're going to get it right back with this kickoff. Return coming from the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Now the Jaguars offense ready to take over once more. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10.
30 left. Silver.
Lawrence throwing here. Pass complete to Duvernay. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
No luck on the connection. It's incomplete.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Hey.
2nd and 10. Here's Lawrence. Throwing the out route complete. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line.
Kate, if there was one throw in the game plan that kept me up at night more than any other, it was an out route versus zone coverage. Because you got to throw with anticipation, but you also got to make sure those defenders' eyes aren't reading you like a book.
Finds a man right side. And he's able to cross midfield before going out. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving. 1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield.
On red.
Back to throw. Here's Lawrence. And oh, he missed over the middle there. Lucky that one didn't end up worse. That swatted away, incomplete. Great defensive effort to reject that one. So 2nd down coming up.
Red on red. It's hot.
Looking to throw. Lawrence.
Hey, kill.
Completed over the middle. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
Red.
Receiver in motion, going left. Throwing is Lawrence on third down. He completes it in traffic. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. The Jaguars into punt formation. And this will be his second effort of the contest. Denver ready for another offensive possession. And taking a look at these highlights, Brock, just a reminder of the type of game that they have had throwing the football. It really has been the key to their success.
Yeah, they've just not only stayed on schedule.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Here's a give to Hubbard. Oh, he loses the football. Jags pick it up. And they limit the damage on the return, but it is still a turnover. Well, that didn't take long, Brock. What? So just like all touchdowns, all turnovers also reviewed.
The previous play is under review. After review of the play,
Take that
ruling on
fumble
the field
away.
is
The
reversed.
officials overturn the call and say he was down. On 2nd down, it's Hubbard. And this one doesn't go far. They push it forward for a yard. That brings up 3rd and 8. It's the 2-minute warning here in Jacksonville. Broncos about to be just one win away from an undefeated regular season. Jaguars with a defensive back out there, 3rd down. Hubbard again. And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that 1st down. Now it'll be a punt on 4th down with Logan Cook out to boot it. He punted 4 times last week in the win, and his first of this week is away. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. That punt finishes as a 60-yard effort. And it'll be Jaguars football. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Red 23.
Now Lawrence. Has him on the quick hitter. And he crosses the sideline a yard or 2 beyond, it looks like the 30. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4.
Hey, Lion.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
From the 31. ETN on the catch. And he's brought down after a short gain.
It may not look like much on the stat sheet, but this is kind of good on good. An offense gets a completion, not going backwards, and a defense, well, they rallied, they pursued, and kept that screen to a...
Oh, brother, it's another interception. And the Broncos take over on his 11th interception of the campaign.
You know, Kate, once you've thrown a couple picks, it's easy to become check down Charlie, right? Just throw it underneath and not take any more risk because you don't want to throw what he just did, his 3rd interception of the game. It's time to protect the football at all costs. And if not, well, that backup better get ready.
Drive begins with a run. It's Williams. And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain. We have a timeout called by the Broncos. That's their 1st. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Running with Hubbard out of the gun. And he's going to get him up to the midfield stripe with that run. Keeping that pace going as the clock continues to run.
A gain of 4. And it's 3rd down.
Third down run by Hubbard. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. And he's certainly given us a performance worthy of these primetime lights. This is now a 100-yard game that he's put together. So the Broncos ride out of here with a win on the road. And it's harder and harder not to mention, Brock, the possibility of an undefeated season as they add another to their total here in the penultimate month of the campaign. So for Brock Eward, our incredible crew, everybody here at EA Sports, I'm Kate Scott signing off. We'll see you next time. The Broncos are winners as we bid farewell from Jacksonville.